Hello everyone, it's the Alchemical Crafter. I hate to tell you this, but I once again forgot to hit record. But today I'm working on mushrooms on my little mini field journal for my Alchemist. And I would normally just do this one in the background, but this is going to probably be my favorite one because it's mushrooms. And I already had a background prepared, and I decided to throw some watercolors on it to get kind of a grungy, you know, the mushroom vibe. So I do apologize. I may and let's see if I can get, let's just try to blow dry it, see what happens. Hey, on a positive note, I was afraid that this was going to take a long time, but I already cut some time out of it, so that's very grungy. I'm going to come back in with this light just on the top part. Just in spots. And some wild honey maybe, and some spots. Okay, so this will be the front page. We've got all these options, which I showed you before, but you weren't there because I didn't hit record. And this is too big. This would be cute as like a side, or even kind of like that. This is a whole bunch of, I don't know if you can see, a whole bunch of little mushrooms, but it's really hard to tell if they are. So I'm just going to throw that aside. This definitely can go in. And this is adorable if it's not too tall enough. Is this too tall? Okay. I'll put that on one side. Too big. So I do have washi tape, which I've done not recently on somebody, but you're too big. Looking over here at my stash of stuff. My stash is dwindling. When I first started this, these are cool pieces. First started doing stuff for this, I pulled a whole bunch of stuff together, and I've been feeding from that to get this done, and it is so slowly dwindled down because I've been using it all, and there's not much left. But I really like these pieces. I think these pieces go really well with this. I may incorporate them on the other side. Either of these go. I think that will blend in too much. If I do these washi tape on this side, it'll have to be that one. I'm not going to look at more of that. I feel like I've misplaced some of my stuff, and I don't know what I did with it. But I'll be right back. The great thing about this page is that background means I don't have to do much to it. So let's just ink this stuff up, and then we'll worry about the other side. $19.32. Y'all are barely even seeing this, aren't you? There we go. It's been a very weird week for me. I don't think that's gonna work. We could put it here, just as a little decoration. Kind of blends into the background. Okay, so I found a couple more things. This I really like. Remember, that's the binding. Okay, I think I like that. This is very shiny. Don't know how I feel about shiny in this journal. Let's scuff it up a little bit. Make it look a little old. There we go. I don't mind shiny, it just doesn't work for this specific journal. So we know this can't go over that, so we're just going to go glue this in. I almost think, nope, I had thoughts, but I'm ignoring them. I love this bubble stencil. I love bubble stencils, bubbles and trees. But this one is just particularly good. Oh, I was like, what's wrong with this? But I put washi tape on it. How quickly do I forget? Getting really close to, I've got a lot more to do, but I think I'm really close to one of the last few that I'm going to record for you guys. And I'm just going to do snippets maybe of the others and one final roll. Doing the big mushrooms. Because I'm getting excited. I shouldn't say anxious, excited to bind the journal. And I can't bind it until it's done. Yeah. This is going to need some paper. Hopefully that postcard is going to cover most of it. Let's do what I've done before. I know it's rinse and repeat, but it's mostly going to get covered and I just need something on the background. Oops. And splash it with some water. Make sure we get the edges. Yep, it's exactly the look I wanted. Okay. And then we wanted to incorporate this, at least one of these strips, because it's really... Which strip do we like? That one. I think that one is the best. And it's long enough to cover the whole page. So let's do that. Maybe she was, this postcard, maybe she was writing somebody about the mushrooms. 'Cause they're used for good and bad, all kinds of stuff, depending on the mushroom. So, we're going to glue that down first. So if I do the linen binding, I've already got the fabric picked out. But that's a big if. This one is a sticker. I wish these stickers had the seam down the middle. It would make life so much easier. Yep. That's horrible. Let's put that right there. Either him or him. We got options. I think he looks better. It's still a little wet, and so it's kind of tender. Even though I had a ton of this stuff, it was one of the easiest ones for me to do because the color scheme is just awesome. So today, I waited on this one because I had to get some stuff for it because I didn't have any. I was kind of shocked. That actually looked realistic, I should say, and not the animated. I needed some wildlife, so I could spend a page for each types of wildlife, but the journal would be absolutely huge. So we're just going to do one for what I could find, which was deer and a rabbit and I think some squirrels. And these are the two backgrounds I found. I'll win this one. So we're going to incorporate these somehow. So I see a squirrel and a deer. And I don't have an owl in the book yet. So I think the squirrel and the owl would work. And then the deer on the other side, so. And that's gonna, because of how they're torn, that determines who goes on what page. So we're just gonna go ahead and get these on the background. trying to decide if I want to put anything on the background. I don't think I do. Not today. We got a lot going on in the foreground, so I don't think we need the busyness in the background. So go ahead and glue both of these on now so that I don't forget about them. The more of these I do, the better I'm getting at making decisions, with the exception of my last one, which was mushrooms, because I have a lot of mushroom stuff. Well, that's a deer, so obviously we want deers on this page. Maybe big creatures on this side and small furry ones on the other. Okay. I'm going to ink up the fox. I'm not a big fan of the white. Unless I have like a specific journal that's all about None of the Grunge, which I've never made one of those. Not to say I wouldn't, but I've never made one yet. I think the fox goes down next. I wonder if she's befriended all these creatures. Maybe. And fox. This was an easy page. I think the fox is at an angle. And he's just going to stay that way because he's already glued down. I'm going to cut right along there. Either have them there. Actually, I could have them there and him here. And this little guy right there. But that's going to cause a little fussy cutting, so be right back. I'm going to glue the top part of this. I'm specifically not inking these guys because their background is a very light color that matches this, so I'm hoping that that just makes it blend into the background. I'm trying to keep this guy down straight because he's just not. Okay. I'm just going to glue the bottom of him. I want to make sure I get all these guys placed where I want them before I glue them all the way down. Like, can I move him? Yes. Move him over just a hair. papers. Could be cut better, but I can't be bothered. My eyes are not well enough to cut that tiny. Ah. I could do so much more to these. Build up layers and layers and layers if they weren't going into this mini journal. So, like, and there could be tons of stuff over here, but that's going to get bound. I do see this corner down here, though, that bugs me. Just a little something, something. So, here's the little woodland creatures. And the larger ones. All the deer family. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.